What's good? What's good? It's the one, the only, but what do I know? Boxing coming back at y'all with another one, man. So I didn't get to do one last night, but I am gonna do one today on my post-fight reaction with Jo Diaz versus what's the name? Gesta or whatever. Listen. So the fight obviously ended in a split decision loss for Jo Diaz, which I wanna say that makes his third loss in a row. No, I don't think it's his third loss in a row. Well, no, it actually might be his third loss in a row. I want to say the last fight he won was against Javier Fortuna. I know he lost to Devin Haney. Then he lost to some undefeated cat. Then he just lost last night to this Gesta guy. So, anyways, let me just get on this for a second. First and foremost, let me say, shout out to the whoever the Gesta guy was. I think he's from, I know he's Filipino or whatever. But I felt like, man, Jo Diaz just makes a lot of mistakes that I really don't like. In the first round especially, he was allowing... I'm not a fan of the high guard. I'm just not a fan of the high guard. But I definitely understand that at some point, we all have to do it. You're gonna have to tuck up, especially when you want to get on the inside. But I'm not a fan of the high guard, especially like just walking in with a high guard without coming behind a jab. And that's what Jo Diaz was doing, and that was irritating me, because what that does is when you have a high guard and you're coming forward, it allows your person to tee up, to throw as many punches as they want. Now, whether they landed or not, it doesn't matter, because the punches still seem to be having an impact, and it looks better on the judges. So. I've not been a big fan of the high guard, and it's just easy to maneuver around when you have a slick fighter or somebody that has good footwork. The last thing you want to do is walk in with a high guard, because what then happens, like say for example, like a Manny Pacquiao or somebody, or even a Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant does good at this, and that's one of the keys to victory for Caleb Plant, in my opinion, because David Benavidez comes in with a high guard. You throw your combinations, and when you have good footwork, because they're coming with a high guard, you're allowed to tee off, and then it's easy for you to step up on different angles. Lomachenko, of course, like Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao is very, very good at it. It just makes it easier. It makes it easy for your opponent to look good, tee up and step up on angles, and that's why I'm not a fan of the high guard coming in with the high guard without coming behind a jab. Now, if your opponent is hurt, then that's one thing. But it seemed like for the first round or the first few rounds, Jo Diaz was giving away the round by just walking in with the high guard and allowing Gesta to throw his combinations and step off. So I wasn't really feeling that, but it did seem like Jo Diaz was picking up the pace. Now, when Jo Diaz would get Gesta on the ropes, boom, he would let his combination go. And Jo Diaz has very good combinations. I was very impressed with Jo Diaz combinations and whatnot. Never been too much of a big fan of Jo Diaz, though I have seen him fight. And his style does not work against guys that are good with setting up angles for themselves. Okay, you have like the Gary Russells, the Devin Haney's, this guy last night, Gesta. I never even heard of this guy up until last night. So but again, Gesta, when he would get Gesta on the ropes or whatnot, he would let off combinations and they would look beautiful or whatnot, but it was just too far in between. Now I do disagree with the judges. It's nowhere in the world Gesta should have, like, one of the judges had it 99-91 for Gesta. I do disagree with that. I think the other one had it 98-92. So that 99-91, that's 9 rounds to 1. 98-92, that's 8 rounds to 2. I feel like those were a little wide, but whatever. It was just like, bro, but I can't be mad, because like I said, it seemed like JoJo was giving away a lot of opportunities for himself. Now, I say that, but at the same time, do I feel like Jo Diaz should retire? No, I don't feel like JoJo is shot, but I feel like something needs to change. He just recently did an interview with Fight Hype TV, my bad, and was speaking on how he's no longer with Golden Boy. So he's a free agent now, so I'm not sure who's gonna pick him up or whatever. And it's funny, a lot of times people will do that, like right when they're about to leave a company, they might go away with a loss or something like that. That's crazy. But that's for a different video. But he's no longer with Golden Boy, so he's a free agent now. So we'll talk about those possibilities in a second. I do want to talk about how later in the fight, Gesta did seem to be gassing out. I know it was one point Gesta was throwing like these lazy jabs, and JoJo came over his jab with a nice left hand, boom, and caught him, and it looked like to have some type of impact. But JoJo also said in the third round, in the post-fight interview, in the third round, he hurt his hand. So he said he wouldn't use those type of gloves anymore. He said he didn't like the gloves that he had on because he hurt his hand, and he felt like those gloves weren't doing him justice or whatnot. But you know, it still, man, like I said, bro, I don't think that it's a difference between, like, you know, when and you know, especially in this sport in boxing, you know, the moment you lose, people want to say, oh, it's time for you to retire, and you know. But he didn't look shocked. He didn't look shocked to me. You know, it just looks like he might need to get with a different trainer to put more in his game, because I still feel like there's some fight left for JoJo Diaz. All right, you know. So you know, again, he spoke on leaving Golden Boy. He's no longer with Golden Boy. He's competing. He's campaigning at what is he campaigning at? 130, if I'm not mistaken. No, I'm tripping. This fight was at 140. I'm tripping. You know, he's gonna have a very tough time fighting at 140. How many times did he fight at 135? I don't think he was at 135 that long. But he's gonna have a tough time at 140. But I suggest that JoJo invest in a different trainer. He's gonna have to do something new, because these guys at 140, that's a division. That's a cram division, bro. And these guys, JoJo is not gonna get. He might get an opportunity just based off of. Well, I don't see how he would get an opportunity. Well, he won't get an opportunity no time soon. But they might start considering him to be a gatekeeper. You know what I'm saying? And but again, I still think that he has a lot of fight left in him. But he's gonna have to do something different. I would like to see, for one, I would like to see him up the jab more. He was throwing the jab, and when he would throw the jab, I mean, he has a nice jab. JoJo Diaz has a nice jab, and I didn't even know this until they were talking about it at the fight yesterday. But I didn't know that JoJo Diaz actually outlanded Devin Haney when it comes to the jabs. And Devin Haney has one of the best jabs in boxing today. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, JoJo Diaz has a very nice jab. I would like to see him up the jab more, but I would also like to see him do more. Like, man, listen, I don't like that damn high guard walking your fighter down high guard. I understand you want to apply pressure, and that's cool, but this is not the way to do it. These guys are very athletic. These guys are very agile and mobile. You're not gonna be able to walk these guys down like that. You know, I like for him to cut the ring off more. I would like for him to set up his combinations more and not just wait till his opponent gets to the ropes or whatnot. You're not gonna have a stationary target. It's very easy. Like a guy like JoJo Diaz. Now, obviously, you have to be trained in this method. Not anybody can do it, obviously, but it's very easy to prepare for a guy like JoJo Diaz. You know he's gonna walk you down. You know he's gonna throw combinations. Once he gets himself in position, it's easy to prepare for that, and that's the issue with JoJo Diaz. He has to bring more into his arsenal. I would like to see him. Excuse me. I would love to, if he wants to up his offensive output. I would love for him to go to Robert Garcia. I think that would be a good mesh for him. Maybe like a Freddie Roach, somebody that can give him more arsenal in his offense, okay? Because he needs to work on setting his shots up, man, and especially like I said, in the division that he's already in. If he's gonna stay at 140, I don't think that he needs to be at 140. I'm gonna be honest with you. But hell, I don't really think he needs to be at 135 either. You know, he had a very good victory over Tevin Farmer. You know, he did beat Javier Fortunas. He has a nice resume, but I just don't know. I don't feel like he should be campaigning at 140. I just don't. You know, it's just too crammed in that division, and his style is not gonna carry him in that weight class, bro. So you know, I definitely. But I don't think it's over for JoJo Diaz. I do believe we'll see him. I don't know who he's gonna sign with either. I mean, you know, he it's possible he can go to top rank. They have a nice stable at everybody has a nice stable at 140. That's how crammed it is, you know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know where he should go as far as promotional goes. I mean, I'm pretty sure he'll figure that out. But as far as he needs to add something new into his arsenal if he wants to be able to get back to the top. All right. Let me know what you guys think. What do you see JoJo Diaz going for here? Like, comment, subscribe. But what do I know?